Thank you, Davis High School community, for joining us in our first virtual community outreach meeting for the Aquatic Center and STEM building to be constructed on the Davis High School campus. My name is Matt Best, and I'm the Deputy Superintendent of the Davis Joint Unified School District, and I'll be your host for this virtual outreach meeting. Joining me is the amazing team from LPA Architects, who will be designing these two amazing projects. Our purpose for holding this meeting is to bring you all up to speed on the work that's taking place thus far on the project and to gather your thoughts. We'll be outlining the DJUSD bond program, defining the facilities project processes, sharing with you key aspects of these exciting facilities, and discussing project placement locations, and giving you an opportunity to provide us additional feedback over the course of the coming days. In 2018, the DJUSD Board of Education approved a facilities master plan, which included more than $450 million worth of needed improvements throughout the district. In November 2018, Measure M passed with more than 75% of the vote, which is funding a majority of the work in this project. In December 2018, the board prioritized projects from the facilities master plan into the bond program we are running today, with nearly $235 million of total projects. Since that time, we've hired LPA Architects to design these two amazing facilities. And first and foremost, I want to give a huge thank you to the Davis voters for the passage of Measure M, which will allow us to build this beautiful building and many others like it throughout the district. The district has sold all $150 million worth of bonds related to the passage of Measure M. And in related and exciting news, the district was able to secure excellent financing rate for the sale of those bonds, saving Davis taxpayers more than $79 million in interest over the term of the bonds from what we had initially projected at the time of the election. In addition to the Measure M bond funds, the district has compiled additional funds to be used on bond projects in the sum total of $85 million. This bond project will be by far the largest construction project this district has seen in many, many years. And we're excited to bring these much needed improvements to our students and school communities. Each project in our bond program has similar project phases. In the first phase, which is called programming and schematic design, we work to determine what the building will be used for and ensure that the spaces within that building can meet the desired need. In this case, much of the programming and schematic design work has been completed, and the board approved the schematic design earlier this year. Once the project location is finalized, the project moves into the design development phase. During this phase, specific construction details are finalized, including lots of details like paint colors, faucet types, etc. And we will have additional community outreach meeting with this bond team when we're between 25 and 50% complete with the design development phase for these two projects. Once the design development phase is complete, our architects create construction documents, which must be approved by the Division of State Architect. The Division of State Architect, often known as DSA, approves all plans for public school construction in California. The DSA process for this building will likely take between 12 and 14 months. Once the drawings are approved, the district will hire a contractor and build the buildings. In the construction phase for this project, we expect to be in construction for a little over a year for each, the Aquatic Center and the STEM building. Now, I'd like to hand over the presentation to Design Director Helen Pierce from LPA.
Great. Thank you, Matt. Welcome, everyone. Our schematic design process included an extensive engagement process for both the STEM building and the Aquatic Center through the year 2020. Our process started with studying options for the location of the STEM building and the Aquatic Center through a series of meetings with the executive group We followed up this with a series of separate focus group meetings to develop the programs and the design for the STEM building and the Aquatic Center. In addition, during simultaneously with that, we undertook a market and operational study for the Aquatic Center. At the end of this process, we came together with the two groups and the executive group for a final combined meeting before submitting the programs and the schematic design to the facility subcommittee group for review prior going to the board. And then the schematic designs were reviewed and approved by the Board of Education to move forward to the next phase late last year. The work at Davis Senior High School consists of two projects. There is the new STEM building and the new Aquatic Center. The STEM building will be a two-story building consisting of both CTE and science labs for a total of 12 learning spaces. In addition, there is a central interdisciplinary collaboration space, which will provide flexible and multimodal space to support the lab spaces. And the Aquatic Center will consist of new construction, with the most important piece being the new 50-meter by 25-yard competition swimming pool. The pool is supported by two new buildings, one for toilets and changing, and another building that will house the pool mechanical systems and storage. The sites selected for the STEM building and for the Aquatic Center are within the core of the Davis Senior High School campus. The STEM building is located here in this plan in magenta to the north of the east parking lot, where currently several tennis courts sit. The Aquatic Center here in blue sits just east of the large gym and south of the track and field football stadium. The primary benefits of these locations was the proximity to adjacent facilities and the elimination for the need of any temporary housing, because the existing modulars that are on the north side of the campus may remain in place during construction of these facilities. So we'll look a little closer at the development of the STEM building now. Just to remind you, the STEM building, again, here in orange and yellow, is located just to the north of the east parking lot, where there's a couple tennis courts now. The new facility is generally oriented east-west to fit within that site constraint, and also to give the best solar orientation. Looking at the first floor plan of the STEM building, you can see the basic arrangement of 6 labs around a central interdisciplinary collaboration space. The top bar of labs are 3 CTE elective spaces, and the bottom bar of labs are 3 science labs. The main entry, which is on the left, and with stairs that go up to the second floor, orient towards the rest of the campus. It'd be sort of adjacent to the Performing Arts Center. Next to the entry are all the support spaces like toilets and elevators and electrical room. The central interdisciplinary collaboration space opens up to both the first floor and the second floor. It features stairs and seating for presentations or multi-class lectures. Under the seating are prep and storage and space to support the labs, as well as a multimedia gallery space. The second floor is very similar to the first floor. It stacks very well. Within basic arrangement of 6 labs around that central interdisciplinary collaboration space. The second floor is all science classrooms. So all the CTE classrooms are on the first floor and science classrooms are on the second floor. Those science labs are supported by 2 separate shared prep spaces. The second floor circulation wraps around and overlooks that open collaboration space. And you'll see that in some rendering views in a few minutes. Stairs on both the east and the west end of the building lead to the entry and to outdoor areas that will be developed around the building. The new STEM building will face the west parking lot and be proximate to that main drop-off area at the west parking lot, and therefore will be, it'll be a very prominent building on the campus and create an opportunity to place all the sort of exciting things that happen in a STEM facility on display. We have arranged the entry again to be visible from that drop off, from the parking, from the campus in general. This will be adjacent to the Performing Arts Center. Really to create an opportunity to brand the STEM building with graphics and signage, and that's still in development. Along with the good solar orientation that I talked about on the site plan, we're also looking at ways to sort of shade all the south-facing glasses to reduce direct sunlight and make the building very energy efficient. This is a view of that central interdisciplinary collaboration space. So you can see the stairs and the seating that connect from the first floor up to the second floor. And you can see that wraparound circulation at the second floor that overlooks the collaboration space. So this space is really meant to be a multimodal space for a variety of activities that would support the coming together of all of those STEM subjects. The space would feature a presentation wall, openings to the adjacent labs, so the activities in those labs can sort of spill out into this space and make it really active and dynamic space. And again, sort of more opportunities for sort of branding and graphics for the STEM facility. So now I'm going to look a little closer at the development of the Aquatic Center. To remind you, the Aquatic Center here in blue is located just east of the large gym and next to some existing modulars. This location puts the Aquatic Center proximate to all the existing PE facilities and provides easy access for spectators who may come for an event, and as well as for servicing of all the sort of mechanical issues related to the pool. So looking at the plan of the Aquatic Center, in the middle, you can see the 50-meter by 25-yard competition pool. And it is surrounded by its support buildings. So on the bottom is the restroom and changing building. On the right-hand side is the pool mechanical buildings. So there's a pool mechanical, there's storage, and there's a small office to support the pool as well. On the left is deck storage and a entry canopy with portable bleachers underneath that can be placed on the left-hand side or the west side of the pool, or on the top side or the north side of the pool. And you can also see the 2 diving boards on the top side of the pool. So that's the deep end of the pool, and then the shallow end is down at the bottom where the stairs are. I'm going to go through several 3D views of the Aquatic Center. So looking here, you can see the pool in the middle with the 2 diving boards on the bottom side here. You can see this is all sort of enclosed with a fence. On the right-hand side, you see the entry canopy with, again, some branding opportunities. Under that canopy would be the movable bleachers. At the bottom of the, where the dining boards are, you can see additional portable bleachers. And then on the left, that gray building, that is the pool mechanical building with the windows into the office and doors into the storage and pool mechanical. And then on the top, you can see the other building that connects to the pool deck, which is the toilet building. So entries for boys and girls, as well as gender neutral restrooms to service the pool. Another view looking from sort of eye level back at the pool. So we're looking back on the right-hand side. You can see that entry canopy and the bleachers that sit under that and get shaded by it. You can see beyond the toilet toilet and changing building with the blue down at the bottom, and you can see the older gym beyond that. And then on the left, you see the pool mechanical building and office and storage. We have one more view of the pool, again, looking from the north. So the pool mechanical on the left with the service entry all the way on the far left, and then the changing and toilet room up on the top side of the pool. And again, that being the shallow end, the deeper end, sort of facing us with the diving boards. And then on the right, the entry canopy and shade over the bleachers on the west side of the deck. And that brings us to the anticipated project schedule. So the STEM building schematic design approval was is in January 2021, was in 2021, as well as the Aquatic Center. The schematic design approval was in January 2021. The design is expected to be complete for both the STEM building and the Aquatic Center in winter of 2022. We expect DSA review to happen through the winter of 2022 and spring of 2022 for both the STEM building and the Aquatic Center. We expect construction to begin in the summer of 2022 and go through the spring of 2023 for both the STEM and the Aquatic Center. And then finally, occupancy for both the STEM and the Aquatic Center would be summer of 2023. With that, I will hand it back to Matt.
Thank you, Helen, and thank you to the LPA team, including Anthony Harris and Arash Azadi, who are on the video, for all your excellent work so far and the work yet to come. We hope that all of you watching will continue to stay informed and engaged on this project. You can find a great deal of information about all of the bond projects in the district, including key aspects and project milestones, and also frequently asked questions on the district website at djusd.net/bond. You can also subscribe to our monthly DJUSD bond newsletter by visiting the website. We would love to hear your thoughts about these two projects. You can send feedback to facilityplanning@djusd.net. The comment period for this meeting will end on April 7th, 2021. All the emails sent to the facility planning email address will be shared with the entire bond team. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you and your family are well.